The Banco Central burglary, digging the perfect crime. 78 meters, 256 feet, underground tunnel for $70 million? Did you think it's worth it? The year is 2005, Fortaleza, Brazil. Fortaleza, a bustling coastal city in northeastern Brazil, is known for its beaches, nightlife, and tourism. But in 2005, it became famous for something else, a crime that shocked the nation. Brazil was no stranger to robberies. Armored car hijackings, street thefts, and violent assaults were common. But no one expected a robbery so clean, so meticulously planned, that it would change how the world viewed bank security. This was no ordinary robbery. This was a crime worthy of legend. The cover story. It began months earlier. In March 2005, a group of men rented a small house on Rua 25 de Março, just 2 blocks from the Banco Central branch. To avoid suspicion, they registered a landscaping business called Grama Sintética, synthetic grass. From the outside, it looked like a group of workers running a gardening company. But inside, the real project was hidden. The workers were digging a tunnel. The plan was daring: burrow underground to the bank vault, bypass every alarm and guard. The robbers knew the bank's vault floor was reinforced concrete nearly a meter thick, but they were prepared. For 3 months, the tunnel stretched further. At 78 meters, it was an engineering marvel. It ran under streets, pipes, and soil, reinforced with wood, complete with lighting and ventilation. To keep suspicion low, they transported dirt out in trucks and dumped it like landscaping waste. It was slow, grueling work, but it was working. The breakthrough. By August, the tunnel had reached its target. The men calculated that the best time to strike was over the weekend, when the bank would be closed. On the night of August 6, 2005, the crew broke through the vault floor. They had reached the prize. Inside the vault sat millions in Brazilian real banknotes. Because the notes were old and about to be retired, they were untraceable, perfect for thieves. The robbers spent hours carrying the cash through the tunnel, stuffing it into trucks waiting at the safe house. By the time they were done, they had taken 3.5 tons of money, about 160 million reais, or $70 million USD. No alarms went off. No guards noticed a thing. By Monday morning, bank employees walked in to discover an empty vault and a hole in the floor. The discovery. When the news broke, Brazil was stunned. It was the largest bank robbery in the country's history and one of the largest in the world. The police investigation began immediately. How could such an enormous tunnel go unnoticed? How could the money disappear so quickly? The answer lay in the meticulous planning. The gang had invested time, money, and manpower. The fake landscaping company had paid rent and utilities. Neighbors thought the men were hardworking gardeners. It wasn't until investigators traced receipts, fingerprints, and truck rentals that arrests began. The fallout. More than 30 people were eventually arrested, though many were later released due to lack of evidence. The alleged mastermind, Luis Fernando Ribeiro, was captured but later killed in a police shootout. Of the $70 million, only about 20% was ever recovered. The rest was believed to have been laundered, spent, or hidden by the gang. The case also revealed the brutality behind the operation. Though the robbery itself was bloodless, several people tied to the crime were murdered afterward, likely in disputes over the money. The legacy. The Banco Central burglary was called the crime of the century in Brazil. It showed the world that bank security could be bypassed not with guns or violence, but with patience and planning. It also exposed weaknesses in Brazil's banking system and sparked reforms in vault design, alarm systems, and underground surveillance. Yet the legend endures. To this day, much of the money remains missing. Somewhere in Brazil, fortunes from that vault may still be hidden. The tunnel to millions. The Banco Central burglars didn't storm in with machine guns. They didn't take hostages. They simply dug. And in doing so, they proved that sometimes the quietest crimes echo the loudest. The tunnel in Fortaleza remains one of the most daring engineering feats ever attempted by criminals. A dark reminder of how far people will go for a shot at fortune. They dug a 78-meter tunnel for this heist. Luckily, you only need to dig 1 inch down to hit the like button, And if you want more legendary crime stories without getting dirt under your nails, subscribe to Time Story. It's easier, cleaner, and a lot less illegal.